Doesn't it feel like all the managed Wi-Fi providers at OPTECH are saying the same thing? Not us. Hi, my name's Adam Bell, founder and CEO of Internet Subway. We're a managed service provider that delivers the next generation of managed Wi-Fi for multifamily communities. It's not your mama's managed Wi-Fi. With multi-gigabit performance, the latest in wireless technology, deep integrations with your property management software, and more, we help owners generate net operating income today and throughout the term of the agreement. If you'll be at OPTECH this November, let's meet up and talk about what the next generation of managed Wi-Fi really means and how it's transforming experiences for both residents and property teams alike. Looking forward to connecting and seeing many of you in person.
Hello, everyone. This is Adlan Fela, Chief Analyst at Maravedis Research. Today it's my pleasure to welcome my guest, Julianne Goodfellow, who's Head of Community and Policy at RETTC. Hello, Julianne. How are you?
Wonderful. Thanks for inviting me to come back.
Absolutely. It's great to have you. Just a reminder to the audience, RETTC stands for Real Estate Technology and Transformation Center. And today we're meeting to discuss what to expect at OPTECH 2025, which is taking place November 17 to 19 at the MGM Grand Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. So, Julian, a lot of people, see this as the most important multifamily event of the year. So they really are eager to understand, what has changed, what to expect, and have a number of questions which we're going to address, you and I, together today. So tell us first, about this upcoming event. What's the difference from last year and what can we expect?
Well, if folks have attended in the past, I know this is always a very high energy, great event. We have one of the things that always stands out to me is how many owner and operators are there. They're in the room, they're in the sessions, they're speaking, they're walking the expo floor, they're really engaged. So I think that's always a huge part of what folks get out of it. But I'd say this year, we're working on improving that experience for everybody. If you attend a lot of the other tech conferences, you know that if you're a tech partner, you want to make sure you're seeing the owner and operators. You want that ratio to be good so that you have enough interactions with them. So one of the things we've changed this year, which is a big change, and we know is, I'd say a surprising change for some, is that we've converted OPTECH to, first of all, it's under the RETTC banner this year. Right. Last year we launched RETTC, now it's under the RETTC banner, and it's a member-only event. And so that means that you have to be a RETTC member to attend. And that has been actually really, really successful so far. We're really thrilled with the response because that means the people who are involved and are attending are really committed to a full relationship with RETTC, but also with the people who are attending. So part of my title, Head of Community, we're really trying to make sure this is a community where if you're a tech partner, you're in this the whole year, you want to work with with your owner operators, you want to show your knowledge, and you want to show how we are creating solutions together. So RETTC this year is member only, which is, I think, going to be really exciting. I think it really changes the dynamic. One of the notable things is our committees. Historically, we have these member committees, and historically they've been owner-operator only to give owners and operators space to interact with each other and with their peers. But now we're opening those up. So we're opening up applications in the mid-October rather, to apply to be on these committees. And we're opening the committee meetings so that anybody can attend the committee meetings. So that means if you're an owner operator or a tech partner and you are interested in the committee, you can show up and listen and get engaged in those conversations. That's a big change to me. And I think it's going to be really important because the tech partners are the part of the solution. Certainly we know that tech partners want to share their product and have an opportunity to show why their product is a good fit for an owner and operator. And we're trying to increase those positive interactions.
Yeah, understood. Just to clarify, if you're a member of RETTC, are you automatically a member of NMHC and vice versa, or how does it work?
No, so we do have, there's a startup membership of RETTC, which is a more affordable option. But generally speaking, for folks who are not startups, the best deal is to be a member of NMHC and RETTC. If you're already a member, it's only incrementally more to become a member of RETTC. And with that, you get one comp to OPTECH as part of that membership. But no, there are some people who are just RETTC members.
Okay.
I'd say it makes sense to be members of both because there's a lot of tech conversations that are bleeding into more and more NMHC content as well. So I'd recommend both, but not everybody is.
Okay. Okay, great. Hi, everyone. This is Adlan Fela, Chief Analyst at Maravidis Research. I'm very excited today to present to you our new MDU Connectivity Research annual subscription service for 2025-2026, starting Q4 2025. The service comprises a number of deliverables, starting with the quarterly research reports focusing on each of the sub-segments composing the MDU market. Each quarterly research reports will be followed by a client-only analyst briefing to answer any questions you may have. Optionally, you can also get access to two Maravidis Market Score reports, one dedicated to MSPs and the other to wireless LAN vendors, that are combining information from NPS score and market sentiment. Those are very unique because they're specific to MDU, and information is coming from online surveys from the market. And finally, you get access to ongoing support throughout the year with me. Thank you very much for your attention, and I look forward to answering any further questions. So why should people attend? What are kind of the top benefits for attending such?
Well, one of the things I'm most excited about this year is we're doing case studies. So, people always want to hear about successes and failures. And so we're letting folks come in and oftentimes it's a supplier saying, hey, this is what we did. We worked with an owner and operator and this is how it worked. And really kind of digging into a specific situation. I think people can learn a lot from those different scenarios. So we're really excited. It's been incredibly well received by the attendees. And also there's a lot of excitement in general, I'd say, within RETTC and NMHC about the idea of doing this more and more. And I work on the government affairs side too, and these case studies, we're already seeing potential to use these, talking to legislators as well. So there's a whole this case studies, I think there's legs on this. So we're really excited about that. The main topics we're going to be talking about, we can kind of, I wouldn't say they're tracks because I think everything crosses over so much now. Someone who does connectivity also does smart home tech, also does cybersecurity. The lines are blurred so much, but our key focuses are growing your network. So that's the networking part that everyone shows up for. The big think, the big ideas, fixing your tech stack, improving your residents' experiences, making your community smarter, reducing your risk, revolutionizing your processes, and unlocking your data's potential. So all these are huge topics. This is what we've heard from our membership. We did a survey and have a planning committee who helped us to really outline what's most important this year to talk about. And I think, I can see I always struggle myself with the fact that there's usually competing sessions that I want to be at, but I think these are going to be all really exciting conversations.
Yeah, you can't have an tech event without talking about AI, right? I'm sure in one of those sessions, right? I mean, yeah. AI can be applied anywhere, I guess, in the value chain here.
That's absolutely right. AI is, I think it's not an issue. It's going to be part of everything. What I will say though is we're having an AI town hall. That's the last general session, which is going to be, I'm very excited about because we're going to beam in, have holograms of members of Congress speaking there, which is going to be very cool so Congress is in session that week, so we couldn't have them in person, so we're going to beam them in. But also we're unveiling a product that we have, an AI governance working group, which is a cross-industry effort between owner and operators and tech partners. These are really some of the biggest leaders on AI, and they together have worked on a framework or principles. So we're unveiling it at the AI Town Hall. So this is, from my policy hat on, I'm seeing not just on the federal level, but on the state level, the number of state regulations and that are impacting all of us. And as those regulations are expanding, AI is one of those topics they're really focusing on without really understanding the ramifications of regulating AI. So we are setting together a proactive framework where we're showing how we, as an industry, are thinking about AI governance within our companies, both as tech partners and as owner operators, so that we can show policymakers, look, we're taking this seriously. We know there are a lot of opportunities, but also risks. And this is how we are looking at navigating this within our companies. So we're going to share that at the town hall. It's been an impressive effort to get with I've loved working with all the members on this. I think to see how much everybody understands that we need to have a shared understanding of AI governance shows that we all understand that we need to make sure we're sharing with policymakers, especially, that we take this seriously. And that effort has been really exciting to see how that's been playing out. And I'm really excited to share that at the town hall. Okay,
that's great. Sounds a very exciting event. What about specifically can we expect in terms of the connectivity aspect and OPTECH in general?
One thing I'll flag is that we have a Our committees historically have been owner-operator, as I mentioned. Our committee meetings will be open this year, so anybody can attend the committee meeting. We're going to have our intelligent buildings, which is our connectivity committee, open. So that's one I would definitely attend. Get a sense of, what owner-operators are really leading the conversation on connectivity. So that one I think is really a key highlight. But we're also going to have sessions on smarter homes. We're unveiling a white paper on smart communities, and that's going to be focused more on cybersecurity, but it also is talking about how everything's so connected now, right? The properties are connected, and so you'll see sessions like that too, where it's looking at the connectivity side, but also has interplay with so many other touch points. We keep talking about the tech stack and the centralization, right? But these things are all integrated so carefully together now. So I think there's a lot of sessions that folks will be really excited about beyond ones that are the just connectivity, right? I think we're broadening the conversation. And our agenda is available online already, so you can take a look to see which sessions really stand out to you and block those out on your calendar now.
Okay. You mentioned the committee several times. How does it work in the event itself? Does the committee meet in a separate room at a given time and then anybody can show up there? Or how does it work?
Yeah, so this year is interesting because it's the first time we're having tech partners as part of the committee. So we are opening applications starting mid-October for people to apply. The applications will close after OPTECH so that if folks hear about the committee at OPTECH, they can still apply. And it's a change for us to have that conversation, but we're also enabling anybody to attend. So it's going to be they'll probably be pretty good sized groups. So there's going to be some structure around the conversation, some key issues, but there'll be a sit down meeting, really having a conversation on, I refer to it as telecom, which is a little bit outdated, but the telecom is historically a telecom committee. We often have updates on the FCC and what they're doing. So the FCC, our outside counsel who works with us on that, will often give an update. So things like that will often happen in these committee meetings. We've also, for some folks are familiar with the fact that we've done these telecom town halls, where we'll give these updates, share, different updates from either providers or also from, the regulatory landscape. So I think the committee is going to look a lot more like that, where we'll still have to have some structure because it'll be a bigger group, but you get more sense of who's really invested in the connectivity space. Right. Another thing I'll mention is we really are taking a look at the regulatory environment, specifically at state and local side, has really changed. As the administration changed from President Biden to President Trump, the FCC's priorities have changed a lot. So with that, states are regulating a lot more. And I know probably many of your listeners have been following carefully on the bulk side, the bulk billing side. That's something we've been heavily involved in. When the FCC was taking a look at it in the previous administration, we were very active there to explain the value. But now we're navigating that on the state level, where certain states are looking to regulate that because they don't understand the housing and pro-consumer benefits of that. So we, RETTC, are making the case about the value of that and why it's so important for residents to have that access. And the intention I think oftentimes the intentions are positive. It's just that they're not understanding the outcomes that they're doing, right?
Right. Yeah.
Rent control is an example of that. It sounds like a great idea. Economists on both sides of the aisle have shown that it does not work. It's actually counterproductive. With bulk billing models, it's actually hurting the people that need it the most. For the folks who live in properties that are harder to serve, bulk billing contracts enables oftentimes lower income and senior housing to get service they maybe wouldn't be able to get to before. And so our job is to make sure we're communicating that with policymakers. Specifically right now, we've been focused on California to help them understand this is actually something they want to help the folks who are least served getting that access. So we are discussing that quite a bit at OPTECH. There'll be we call them RETTC DCs, and we'll talk about the different efforts that we're making on the policy side and what the landscape looks like.
Okay. Fantastic. I mean, time is almost up. Anything else you want to share with the audience?
I'd look forward to seeing you all. Feel free to reach out to me, and our colleagues are really excited about this. It's sooner than I can believe, and I'm looking forward to hearing more about what's important to you all and growing this relationship, and thrilled to have you guys involved.
Thank you, Julianne. Thanks everyone for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, and see you at OPTECH. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Edlin. Appreciate it.
Thank you.